You look like horse shit. Tomoe's brazen drawl snaps me out of my dead-eyed stare.
Looks like you've been sleeping in the sewer. It suits you.
What's her problem? I don't know what she's talking about. I can't really focus on what she's saying. I realize that I've been staring at my computer screen for about 20 minutes, rarely blinking. My mouth is dry though. I've stopped producing saliva altogether. A dull throb in my lap causes me to cross one leg over the other in an attempt to get comfortable.
You know, I'm talking here. It's rude to ignore your superior.
You know, she got a lot of nerve after what she did. I swallow in an attempt to moisten my parched throat before speaking in a cracked voice.
Do you need something?
Thought you should know that Shinya and I are gonna hit the town on Friday night. Turns out he's fancied me for a while now.
Oh yeah?
In the end, seems like the better gal won, don't you think?
You deserve each other.
Seems that way. Is that all?
I can tell Tomoe is trying to get under my skin, but I'm honestly not in the mood to deal with her right now.
I thought you'd be more torn up about it.
She got what she wanted. Go away.
I don't care in the slightest. Why don't you go sit back at your desk?
Whatever. Hey, maybe I'll meet you after work again.
Why? So you can attack me again?
I realized my voice was louder than intended. A few people nearby tilt their heads quizzically. Tomoe takes a cautious step back.
Keep your voice down, psycho. Stuff like that's between me and you.
You assaulted me. I should report you to the police.
Don't you dare!
Lost for words, Tomoe turns tail and walks away. I sigh and lean back in my office chair. Why do I feel so exhausted? My mind flickers, piecing together fragments of memory from the bathroom a short while ago. That's right. I let myself get carried away in the exhilaration of my success. I temporarily stepped away from my own body and let my basest instincts take over. But I'm in control now. I'm myself again. Rico, stoic and unflinching. Corpse girl, successful and feared. I can kill people as easily as I can manipulate a photo. People like Tomoe should be scared of me. People like Tomoe shouldn't mess with me. I'm in control now. Climbing the steps to my apartment is always such a chore. I wish I'd move into a building with an elevator, but I simply couldn't afford to when I first moved out on my own last year. These old apartment buildings creak and groan when you ascend the stairs. On top of that, I can hear the bustling of other people within the tiny homes. As I progress up each floor, there's always a slight whiff of mold or mildew whenever I ascend the stairs. I want to chalk it up to the fact that the building is so old. But is it possible that some of the residents here don't keep their apartment very clean? At the very least, this neighborhood is decent. I feel safe in my home, even if it is small and cramped. And my neighbors are respectful, from what I can tell. Not that I really know them at all. In fact, the only neighbors I have regular contact with are the very same ones I leech Wi-Fi from. Some middle-aged divorced guy named Kenji, who lives on the floor below me, and his daughter Momo. Kenji's a decent enough guy. He works overnight, which unfortunately means Momo is left home alone in the evenings. Momo's a sweet girl, perhaps 6 or 7 years old. Occasionally, I hear her singing drift up into my apartment, but it doesn't bother me too much. She's just a kid. It's the very same Kenji and Momo that I bump into when I'm climbing the stairs this evening.
Oh, good evening.
Hello.
We're just on our way to get some dinner. Isn't that right, Momo?
Yes. That sounds nice. I hope you have a good meal.
Thank you. Say, are you feeling okay? You look like you've been in some trouble. There's dirt or something all over that side of your face.
I tilt my head and reach a hand to my cheek. Sure enough, dry muck has blended into my makeup and caked over my face. It seems like my eyeliner has smeared as well. Is this from when I fell in the bathroom? Damn it. Have I looked like this all day?
Oh, right.
I try to make up some lies so Kenji doesn't worry about me.
I actually fell asleep on the train home, and I guess the seats were kinda dirty.
Is that so?
You should wash your face and do your makeup again. I can help if you like.
I can't help but smile slightly at Momo's generous offer.
Thank you, Momo. I'll be sure to wash up and make myself look nice again. You should go have dinner with your dad.
The girl nods.
Well, I hope you're okay at any rate. Have you been working hard at the bank?
Oh, actually, I just work at the head office for the bank, so...
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Data something, right?
Yeah, data entry. It's a bit dull, but I'm happy enough.
That's good. That's very good. I know it's hard for kids like you to get good work in this economy. When you find a job like that, you really have to hold on to it. When I was your age, I could only find cleaning work. I must have had a dozen different janitorial jobs before I met Momo's mother.
I blink a couple times. It's not like I talk to this guy often, really. We hardly know each other. Still, I've never heard him actually mention Momo's mother before. Most of the things I know about him, I've just pieced together from context.
Mom?
Of course, things are different now. I have Momo, and her mother isn't around anymore. Cleaning work doesn't cut it these days. I was really lucky to get into security. It means I can work overnight while Momo sleeps, and I can still take her to school every day.
Security. Of course, now I remember. He did mention when we first met he does what he does for a living. If memory serves, he works for a private security company. I assume he guards corporate offices or parking lots, something like that.
Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. hold on to a job if you like it. That's very important.
Thank you. I'm happy at Temujin, so I plan to stay there.
Very good. Oh, Momo was telling me earlier what she wants to do when she grows up. Weren't you, Momo?
Dad?
Come on now. Tell Nariko what you want to be.
A scientist.
Wow, a scientist. That's a great job. I'll be rooting for you, Momo.
The girl blushes and hides behind her dad.
She's inherited her mother's book smarts, I'm certain. She definitely didn't get her brain from me. Anyway, we're gonna get going. Enjoy your evening, Nariko.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye, Momo.
Bye-bye.
The two of them bow their heads and follow the rest of the stairs down. I continue up the next flight of stairs, reaching the landing, then turn the corner to enter my own apartment. The place is dark because I always make sure to cut the lights before I leave. I can't afford to leave any electricity running. My rent chews through most of my salary as it is. I flick on the lights and feel relief as the living room illuminates. My faithful couch and TV emerge from the shadows and I immediately feel at home. Well, she is home technically. Actually she's home, After throwing my keys and bag onto the coffee table, I slump down on the couch. What a day. I have an overwhelming urge to pull out my laptop and check my website for new requests, but my body needs... Wait, what? But my body needs... I'm desperate for a hot shower. Oh, I read that entirely wrong. Okay, let me start over. Okay. Wait. Oh my gosh, okay, alright. My body's needs come first. Alright? I'm desperate for a hot shower. All I need to cleanse my face, scrape the paint from underneath my nails, and I'll definitely have to slip into a fresh set of underwear. Whatever happened in that bathroom today took its toll on my body and my clothes. Okay, Noriko. While the night is young, I can relax later. For now, it's time to start scrubbing. The convenience store is a little more crowded than usual. The mundane chatter of business people, students, and workers buzzes in the air like a swarm of relentless flies. Throughout the mingled conversations, I happen to catch a few interesting words here and there.
Have you seen that one website?
Oh, they're talking about us?
What do you mean by request a death?
My lips curl into a half smile, half snarl.
Since he always cheats, I thought I might upload his photo.
And you think Corpse Girl really exists?
To hear so many people talking about Corpse Girl's website is enough to make my nerves tingle. However, I know they're not talking about it because of Akane Tsurumaki's death. As far as I can tell, her death wasn't reported in the news as a suspicious case. The only source of information I could locate was her obituary. And that didn't mention anything about foul play. So there's no way anyone could know that Corpse Girl was involved. People are talking about the website in the same way they always have. Like it's just an interesting topic of conversation, an icebreaker, one of those things you tell your friends to entertain them. And therein is my issue with the website as a topic of conversation. It's just an urban legend, a point of discussion that inevitably fizzles out and is forgotten. People talk about it, people visit the website out of curiosity, but very few people take action and request a death. That's the part that annoys me. If people don't actively participate, how can I prove myself to the world? How can Corpse Party... I've been playing Corpse Party, sorry. How can Corpse Girl claim her victims if there's no victims to be claimed? The game's really good, by the way. You should check out the playlist, Corpse Party. As long as the website is simple, is simply a talking point, a myth, an icebreaker, then Corpse Girl's ambitions will remain unfulfilled. To be fair, I haven't provided a compelling reason for people to take the website seriously. The death toll is humiliatingly low. I need to ramp it up and step up my game for Corpse Girl's sake. Until I manage to do that, people will continue to simply discuss the website in hushed tones, like it's some taboo fantasy that shouldn't be spoken of. But with some more time, and with some more victims, soon everyone will know and fear Corpse Girl. Thanks to the constant drone and the convenience store, I barely register the quiet melody of a ringtone.
Hey. Good morning, Noriko. Is this a bad time?
Not at all. I'm at the convenience store.
Oh, good. I wanted to catch you before work.
No worries. I actually meant to call you yesterday, but the day got away from me.
That's okay. I wanted to ask if you spoke to Shinya yet?
I sure did. Guess what?
What?
You start work on Monday! You'll be doing data entry with me. We might even get to sit near each other.
Oh my gosh. Really? Are you telling the truth?
Of course. When have I ever lied to you?
Oh, Noriko. I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you so much. Does this mean I can quit the maid cafe now?
Yep. Quit today if you can.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you.
Allie, are you crying?
I'm so happy.
Making Aoi so overwhelmingly happy feels really good. I care so much for this girl. Her happiness is vital to me.
I owe you so much. And Shinya, too. I know. I'll buy him a gift to give him on my first day. Do you think he'll like that?
Yeah, I'm sure he will. That's a great idea, Aoi.
What does he like?
I managed to spill the answer to that without having to think twice.
Crime novels.
Oh, really? His dad is a detective, right? Okay, I can get something like that. Right now, I'm going to march into the cafe and quit.
You tell him. Good luck, kid.
Okay, bye, Noriko.
The call ends and I smile. Aoi sounded so happy. I'm really glad I could help her out. She deserves to be happy. You got another phone call.
Huh? Aoi? Sorry to call again, Noriko. I just, something was bugging me, so...
What's up?
Did I, this is going to sound stupid. Did I thank you for getting me the job?
Oh, yeah, you did. A few times, I think.
Okay, phew. I just wanted to check. It was bothering me, and I didn't want to come off as ungrateful, so... you know what? Just to make sure. Thank you, Noriko. Okay, I'm going now, really. Bye-bye.
She's pretty sweet.
Bye, Aoi.
The call ends and my brow furrows. That was strange. But not so strange for Aoi. I guess she really wanted to be polite. I shrug it off and return to selecting my coffee for the day. The office atmosphere is unusually somber when I exit the elevator. There are fewer people around than normal. Some executives I rarely see on this level are hovering around in one of the glass-screened cubicles to one side of the floor. I spy Shinya standing at his desk, talking quietly on the phone. He's nodding and bowing a lot, despite the fact that whoever is on the other end of the call can't see him. I want to ask somebody what's going on, but nobody seems to have noticed me arriving. I shuffle my way to my desk and sit down. I spend time looking over a spreadsheet of today's task. After going through it thoroughly, Shinya arrives in front of my desk, seemingly out of breath.
Noriko, has anyone filled you in yet?
No, what's going on? Why is half the office empty?
Well, you see, somebody within the company died yesterday.
What?
Oh? Somebody we know?
Shinya shakes his head slowly, his expression gravely serious.
Nobody you would have interacted with. She was an exec, up on the 21st floor. Apparently, she never showed up yesterday, but her coworkers just assumed she was taking a personal day. People started getting the news in the afternoon. She was involved in some sort of accident, and now she's...
Dead?
Why is she smiling? You guys see her? Shinya glares at me, his narrow pupil seemingly accusing me of being tactless.
Yes. Dead.
So, I mean, I get it's a tragedy and all, but how does this explain where everyone is today?
You should have received an email sent out by HR this morning. Basically, everyone is being offered professional grief counseling.
Seriously?
Like, that's a little strange because no one really knew who this lady is. And they're offering grief counseling to everyone? You know, that's a little strange.
I think some people are taking up the offer, but I suspect some other employees are using the opportunity to skip out on work. Regardless, what happened to Miss Tsurumaki was a tragedy. So unexpected.
Tsurumaki. I blink a few times, getting ready to turn back to my computer. Miss Tsurumaki.
Wait, what was her name?
Huh? Ms. Tsurumaki. It should be in the email. She had a young daughter and everything. It's really sad.
Akane Tsurumaki. Though I've never met her before, her face appears in my mind with startling clarity. Self-asphyxiation, an accident. She worked here? I can scarcely believe it. It's true that this is a massive company with thousands of employees, Japan-wide, but still. For her to work in the very same building as me is too coincidental. It doesn't feel right. Would I have gone through with killing her if I knew she worked in my building? This scenario created more questions than answers. The person that requested her death, do they also work here? It would have to have been somebody who knows her well enough to want her dead. Odds are high that they work here as well.
You okay?
I realize that I've been spacing out, and I turn back to Shinya.
Yeah, sorry. Just thinking is all.
Well, grief affects us all in different ways, I think.
Very reassuring, Shinya.
The details for the counseling sessions are in the email. Be sure to take up the company's offer if you think it'll help. As for me, I think I'll be okay. Some quiet reflection on the matter should help clear my head.
Sure, okay.
Plus, I have a date with Tomoe to look forward to. It's important to look ahead in times like these, isn't it? I think I read that somewhere.
Ugh, yeah, that's what they say.
The disgust.
Very well then. Do your best today, okay?
Sure.
Right.
Shinya takes his leave, and I let my shoulders slump. I killed someone from my office building, but I didn't know that at the time. Could my involvement be traced? No. I was careful to cover my tracks. I deleted the photos from my computer, discarded the burner phone SIM card, and trashed the phone itself. There's no way anyone will find out I was involved. Besides, I don't even know if the authorities are treating the case as a murder. As far as general information goes, it would seem like it truly is being treated as an accident. I'm in the clear, I know I am. However, I sure would like to uncover the identity of the person who requested Tsurumaki's death. The thought that it could be someone I worked with makes me way too curious. Despite work being eventful this morning, the rest of the day gently passed away. Even Tomoe kept her distance from me. I wonder if I scared her off when I casually mentioned reporting her to the police. Not that I actually would report her, but that would lead to the police getting mixed up in my life. And I can't really have that, considering my moonlighting occupation. Especially now that I have a connection to Tsurumaki. I brush my hair in front of the mirror in my bedroom. I remove my makeup and reveal the ever so faint bruise on my cheek, the fading token of my fight with Tomoe. Since tonight is rather cold, I decide to snuggle up under the covers in my bed with my laptop. I crawl into bed and push the blankets over myself. The warmth and softness is immediately comforting, and I have to fight the urge not to sleep here. To keep myself awake, I check the requests on my website. I'm pleasantly surprised to find there are 2 new requests. 2 in one day. My heart begins to race and I quickly open the messages. The first message reads, "Request details. Today, 11:14 local time. Victim's phone. Image attached not found." No image attachment. What? I thought I configured the website to reject requests unless an image is attached. This is really irritating. I got my hopes up for nothing. It takes me a second to remember that there's another request. My optimism is renewed. I hurriedly click into the unread message. Request details. Today, 5:06 local time. Victim's phone. Downloading image attachment. Yes! This request has been submitted correctly. The image is loading before my eyes. The new victim is male. Early 20s. He's fit and athletic looking. His clothing is casual, so it's impossible to infer what kind of work he does. The photo of him seems pretty simple. I don't know if he uses it for his profile picture or an ID photo or something. Either way, he looks like a happy person. I'm not so naive to pretend I can't guess at the reasons this guy is wanted dead. Perhaps an ex has omitted his details after a bad breakup, or a jealous sibling wants him out of the picture. People's motivations are purely selfish. Requesting the death of somebody is guaranteed to be motivated by self-interest. So why did somebody want Tsurumaki dead? She was so plain looking, so uninteresting. She didn't look like she was capable of even thinking about wronging somebody. Did somebody want revenge on her? Or did someone simply find her so dull that the thought of removing her from the planet seemed appealing? That's savage. Like, that's horrible if that's the thought, man. If that was the reason. Because she seemed like she didn't cause any harm to anybody, you know, from the pictures. We don't know her personally, but I interrupt my own thoughts and return to the task at hand. Dwelling on a past victim won't do me any good if I want to continue my streak of success. This new guy is attractive. It's almost a shame to have to chop him up. Well, we all get what's coming to us. No sense in trying to avoid scarring a pretty face. Beauty is superficial anyway. I know that as well as anyone. No one deserves to be spared just because they're good looking. Beautiful people should suffer just as much as anyone else. Beautiful people do suffer as much as anyone else. Take Aoi, for example. She's gorgeous, absolutely stunning, and definitely my type. But she suffers endlessly at the hands of cruel stalkers and patrons. Everyone suffers, beautiful or not. We all cop the crap we're dealt. We all cop the crap we're dealt. I've never heard that. I had to reread that. So why fuss over a beautiful corpse? This guy or Aoi, even Tomoe on a good day. Beautiful people die the same way as an average person. This guy on my computer screen probably doesn't even really deserve to die. I'm sure there's some petty reason his death has been requested. But I take all requests seriously. I won't turn a single one down. Corpse Girl's convictions will pave the way to her fame. With a smirk and a lick of my lips, I get to work. I've got a nice clear photo here, so I can go all out on the request. I hit up the DD, the database of the deceased, and spend some time selecting a suitable base image. I hesitate between choosing an image of a corpse with a knife in its throat or a body soaking in a bloody bathtub with his wrist slit. That's quite the dilemma, Noriko. Either image would do just fine. But I really want something special for this latest victim. After all, I have to top my last success, right? Another 5 or 10 minutes pass until I gasp at coming across the perfect photo. Thanks to my clever use of tags and filters on the DD, this image matches my victim's description perfectly. 20 to 30 years old, athletic build, male. The corpse's legs are severed below the knees. Bloody stumps leak their vital fluids. From on high, the body is hanging from a set of power lines on some suburban street. That's so brutal, man. What? It's perfect. Beautiful, even. It will help me create a beautiful death for a beautiful person. I kind of have to question the story behind this photo. I wonder if the police ever investigated and discovered what happened to this sucker. Well, regardless, this will serve my purpose. I download the highest resolution copy available and save it to my hard drive. My fingers trace along the computer's trackpad with a practiced movement, clicking, tapping, dragging at random intervals. The night carries on. My walk through the train station this morning is confident, cocky, self-assured. When I board the train, I even managed to take a seat for the first time in a while. I withdraw a worn book from my handbag and flip open the cover. There's a name scrawled in blue ballpoint pen on the first page, but it has become faded and illegible over time. I don't quite remember where I picked up this book. Maybe I discovered it at a secondhand bookshop, who knows? I own so many obscure tomes that I can't be expected to recall purchasing every single one. Its aged cover and Weathered Spine both bear the same title. So, FOSS, photography, a comprehensive history of photo manipulation. FOSS. The book is written in English, and it's a slog to work through with my limited knowledge of that language. But I like to skim through it primarily for the photographs contained within. The examples of early image doctoring from centuries ago fascinates me. The book even features techniques and studies as recent as 1993 when it was first published. I had no idea that even existed back then, like if this is true. That's interesting, like doctoring photos and stuff, like way back then. It's true that a lot of techniques discussed within are no longer relevant to today's digital age. However, there's a hearty section dedicated to the art of manipulating corpse photos. Okay, of course, that's why she's interested. Something that I am indeed very, very interested in. The most intriguing aspect of this section's content is that the featured artists perform the opposite kind of work that I do. Instead of manipulating images of the living to make them appear dead, the artist in the book edits the images of the dead in order to make them look alive once again. In bygone eras when photographs of people were taken few and far between, a sect of artists dedicated themselves to honoring the memories of the deceased. They did this by making the photos taken upon death look beautiful and full of life. These photos were gifted to the family members and loved ones. The tradition makes sense. Imagine if you lost someone dear to you and you had no photographs of them. Wouldn't it be wonderful to receive one last memento? A beautiful picture, an image of the way you remember them? Instead of using makeup to beautify a corpse, these artists applied paintbrush and pen directly to the photograph to seemingly bring the deceased back to life. Wow, so they drew over the picture itself. Interesting. The impressive aspect of this process is the way they illustrated the corpse's eyes to look full of life. Even though it's a far cry from the work I do, I can't help but feel some sort of kinship with the artists discussed in this book. Surely we are cut from the same cloth. Browsing through the images in this book inspired me to work hard at my own photo editing. Many of the pictures are in black and white, but to me, that only drives home how impressive these old techniques were. I finished flipping through a chapter and closed the book. I hold a tattered tome close to my chest and breathe a sigh of satisfaction.
The next station is Shinjuku. The doors on the right side will open. Please change here for the Chuo line, the Shonan Shinjuku line, the Saikyo line.
I quickly stuff the book into my bag and get ready to disembark the train. When I'm certain nobody is looking, I carefully open the lid of the large dumpster in front of me. What is she up to? The stench of rotten food and who knows what else assaults my senses, and I reflect and I gag and sputter. Why are you opening the trash can, Oriko? The staff at the convenience store really needs to seal their trash in plastic bags before tossing it in here.
Ugh, this is disgusting. I have to stop doing this.
Why are you doing this? The raised lid. I raised open lid locks. The raised open lid locks into place at a 45-degree angle, allowing now my free hands to retrieve a small black object from my handbag. It's a flip phone, a cheap plastic thing with a shiny charcoal finish. I open it up and tap on the retro tactile keys, confirming that I've completely deleted all sent messages and photos. Nodding to myself, satisfied that I covered my tracks, I eject the battery from the back of the casing and toss it into the dumpster. I then snap the phone in half along with the hinges, separating the screen from the keypad. Let's reread that. The screen crunches into pieces with a gratifying sound effect. Underneath my shoes, I retrieve the smashed part from the asphalt, careful not to prick my finger on the sharp glass. With hardly a glance, I unceremoniously launch the broken parts of the phone into the dumpster. I clap my hands together to dust them off, then shut the dumpster lid and hurry away. I sidle between the brick wall of the convenience store and the narrow metal railing intended to keep people like me away from the dumpsters. Now in front of the convenience store, I finally feel like I can breathe deeply without fear of inhaling the toxic contents of the dumpster. I let my lungs take in their fill before nonchalantly crossing the street. That takes care of my latest burner phone. Before leaving the office building, I cracked the SIM card in half and disposed of it in the combustible trash. Not with the phone itself destroyed and discarded at a different location, my mind was at ease. It has been slightly less than 24 hours since I messaged my latest victim, the athletic guy that I may have been briefly fantasized about during my restless slumber. That is crazy. She fantasized about the guy who she gonna kill. That's all kind of twisted. My general rule of thumb is to keep a burner phone for exactly 24 hours after sending a photo. However, I made an exception today. I wanted to discard the phone early, clear my anxiety, and get a full night's rest tonight. She's still worried about Tsurumaki. Like, that's on her mind. Because she's doing something out of the norm ever since then. Besides, it's not like anyone ever replies to the messages I send. I'd love it if they did. But it is what it is. So really, there's no point holding on to the evidence of my wrongdoing for any longer than necessary. If memory serves, I wrote tomorrow's date on the latest victim's timestamp, May 30, 10:31 a.m. The victim may decide to kill himself today, of course. He could end up just like Akane Tsurumaki. But if he's anything like her, he'll hold out until just a few hours before the designated time. He'll let panic and fear boil inside him until he just can't take it anymore. Or someone else will come along and end it all for him. I can't be sure. I still don't know what happened to Ruri Hatano. Did she kill herself? Or did someone else snuff out her life? Either way, I'll start researching obituaries tomorrow. I'm confident that this will be another successful request. If it is, I'll truly be on a winning streak. With butterflies in my stomach, I cross the road. On my route home, I usually like to trek through the small park close to my apartment, provided the weather is decent. I avoid the park in the mornings, as a lot of the people walk their dogs and I can't risk my allergies flaring up before I reach the office. In the evening, the park is much emptier. I suppose I finish work a bit earlier than most, so while everyone else is busy, I can enjoy the fresh air and scenery. I make my way along the neat road dirt path that connects one side of the park to another. Wooden benches line the path at regular intervals. And at this time of evening, it's common to see a homeless person or two using the bench as a resting place. This city has more homeless people than the general population would care to admit. I try not to think about it as much as I walk by every day. I already know that many people have it worse off than I do. But there's not exactly anything I can do to help, right? It's so twisted that she feels this way, but she also wants to kill people. You know? Should I be giving these people money that I can't afford to spare? Wouldn't I just end up homeless as well? I'm not exactly broke, but I live month to month on my salary. It's expensive to live on the outskirts of Akihabara. And commuting to Shinjuku every day isn't exactly cheap either. When you add in electricity bills, phone, food, I mean, I don't eat unless I have to, but I don't starve. If I didn't buy a meal every other day. And don't get me started on the cost of coffee I drink. If I'm lucky, I can score a can for 100 yen. But more often than not, I'm paying up to 150 for a single can. Okay, scratch what I said earlier. Even if I were to buy canned coffee in bulk from one of those huge variety stores like Don Quixote, I'd still only save a handful of loose change. And I wouldn't have access to the familiar selection I get at the convenience store. I'm just thankful that I don't go out for drinks after work like most of my colleagues. If I had to buy a few rounds of beer every week, my bank account would definitely dry up. By avoiding that kind of group outing, not only do I save money, but I'm also not forced to spend more time around people. It's a win-win situation. Realizing I'm trudging along the path at a snail's pace, I tell myself to speed up the gait. Toward the exit of the park, the silhouette of two people on the bench come into view. The sound of laughter carries on the wind, and I can't help but feel like I've heard the voices before. I bet you it's Shinya and that one girl, Tomoe. As I draw closer, a sinking sensation clutches at my stomach. I immediately get the urge to turn around, but I'm so close to home.
Aha! It's Noriko! Fancy seeing her here.
Oh, great.
Noriko's here.
Tomoe and Shinya. Tomoe glares and flips up her long hair behind her ear with a shit-eating grin on her face. Shinya looks kind of out of place outside of the office. His face is filtered by an especially uncomfortable expression. I start to wonder why these two are here, but then I recall that Tomoe did mention they were going on a date Friday night. I suppose it's just my bad luck that I would run into them here on my way home. Though what are they doing in Akihabara? I have to assume that Tomoe came here on purpose just to spite me.
On your way home?
Oh, so she knows the way we take home. Yeah, she did it on purpose.
Uh-huh. How's your, date?
We're having a blast. Right, Chen?
Yes, of course.
We are in this
A great
girl's
time.
mind 24/7. The fact that she's on a date with this guy who she says she likes, but still thinking of ways to torment us. We're living in her head, man. I wonder if Tomoe has been dragging Shinya against his will.
Okay, well, I'll leave you to it.
Hey, we're gonna grab some chicken. Why don't you come with us?
No thanks.
I can't think of any worse way to spend an evening than eating with Tomoe.
Please come with us, Noriko.
Shinya has a dejected look on his face. It's pitiful. But he brought this date on himself. Why should I have to bail him out?
Sorry, I've got things to do tonight.
Are you sure you're not just avoiding eating? Afraid to gain a bit of fat?
I honestly don't know what to say to that.
Say, Shin, you ever seen Noriko eat anything?
Well, now that you mention it, she never seems to eat at the office.
I eat at home, if that's okay with you.
It's not completely a lie. Sometimes I eat at home. Sometimes I don't eat at all.
Come on, come get some chicken with us. You can throw it back up or whatever afterwards if it makes you feel better.
She's starting to get on my nerves. I swear. She tries to identify my flaws and insecurities just so she can rub them in my face.
Tomoe, you're not being very nice to Noriko. Aren't you two supposed to be friends?
We're besties. Besties talk shit to each other, right, Noriko?
Right.
Huh. Fascinating.
Anyway, I'm going now. See you on Monday.
Okay, see you then.
Buzzkill. She's such a drag.
I let Tomoe's words hang in the air as I walk past. I'm pretty annoyed that she dragged Shinya all the way here just to taunt me. Is this her idea of a good date? Does she care about Shinya at all? Or is this whole thing just to annoy me? Tomoe dating Shinya doesn't even get under my skin. I don't have feelings for him at all. What does get on my nerves is simply the fact that Tomoe is trying so hard to get on my nerves. Of course. Tomoe calls out to me again.
Your friend Aoi is gonna start work with us on Monday, yeah? Oh, fun. I can't wait to meet a friend of Noriko's.
I grimace. I suppose Shinya told her about that. I turn back to face them both.
Don't even think about messing with Aoi. That girl has dealt with enough crap at her last job.
Oh, has she? Maybe big, strong Noriko can protect her now.
I'd do anything for her. She's my best friend. If you had any friends of your own, you'd understand what that feels like.
Well, I got plenty of friends, and only some of them are sluts like you.
Yeah. I'm going.
I finally managed to disengage from the conversation, even with Tomoe's mocking laugh piercing the air. I exit the park, cross the road, and walk down the block leading to my apartment. Tomoe, I have to wonder if that girl exists solely to irritate me. I have to tell myself she's not worth my time. I can't let her taunts get to me. Grin and bear it, as they say. That's what a stoic, unflinching Noriko would do. Running a hand through my hair, I smile and approach my apartment building.